And Danielle, really the wind was the major story today.
Absolutely, and in some cases it's at that dangerous level. We have no wind warnings in place for southern Alberta because the winds are calming down, but they're still gusty. Tomorrow will be windy, just less windy than today. So let's look at today and maximum wind gusts. 122 kilometers per hour was the max in Pincher Creek, and we were over that 100 range in Pincher Creek a few times, especially between 11 a.m. and 1 in the afternoon. For us in Calgary at 70 kilometers per hour, we reached around that level in the morning hours at times and even in the afternoon at times. I'm sure you noticed it. Even if you were inside, you heard it blowing against the buildings in the house, and close to 90 kilometers per hour in Lethbridge. So yes, a gusty day. Tomorrow, the far south will drop to about 60 kilometers per hour. For us in Calgary, we'll drop to about 50. So still windy. Less windy, though. We're at 37 kilometers per hour, and we're looking at gusts right now at the airport. All right, your 24-hour forecast brought to you by Fifth Avenue Volkswagen, where you can win your ride. See dealer for details or visit fifthavvw.com. And for tomorrow, if you're heading out to any Remembrance Day ceremonies, we're looking at 4 degrees at 8 a.m. And by 11 a.m., we should be up to 9 degrees. The winds will start to pick up, though, by 10, 11 in the morning to 40 kilometers per hour, and then up to 50 in the afternoon. So just be prepared for some wind out there if you're heading out. Ian?
So Danielle, a lot of Remembrance Day ceremonies are outside tomorrow, and I think the weather is generally okay for it, perhaps aside from the wind.
Yeah, the wind makes things a little bit difficult, right? A lot of things blow away. There's a lot of stuff on display, that kind of stuff. So, you know, secure stuff, because it's still going to be gusty tonight at times, gusty tomorrow at times, just not as gusty as what we had this morning and earlier this afternoon. Look at that, Chinook arch. Yep, we have the nice little Chinook pattern set up here, winds out of the west. That's what got our temperatures so warm, but look at that. We talked about this already, 122 kilometers per hour is the maximum wind gust in Pincher Creek. It was on and off above 100K at times throughout the late afternoon or late morning and early afternoon hours, up to 90 in Lethbridge, over 70 in Medicine Hat, and we got to 70 here. Brooks 50, Drumheller 50. So we're looking at about 50 kilometers per hour for Calgary, Drumheller, Brooks. It looks like those winds will start to kick in up to 40 kilometers per hour around 10 a.m. maybe 11 a.m. So it will start to get a little windy as you are heading out to any sort of Remembrance Day ceremonies. Far south, though, they'll be down to 60 kilometers per hour, which is still windy, but better than today. All right, in the double digits still, Calgary at 12, Drumheller, Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, Milk River at 11. All these communities, we all got into the teens today for the most part, especially as you head further to the east, thanks to the winds out of the west. That's what got those temperatures up. Now, we have a stateside system, but this will mainly remain stateside. It has been responsible for the winds and that flow out of the west, and there was a little pocket of rainfall that is really starting to make its way out. So we don't really have to worry about the system at all. As you can see by the hour by hour, we're just looking at, I don't know, maybe the occasional cloudy period tomorrow, but it should be mainly sunny. And again, a little gusty at times, but an improvement from today for sure. Okay, and then Wednesday we will have more cloud cover roll in. Looking at that longer range forecast, a couple things to talk about here. For tomorrow, yes, mainly sunny. Again, by about 10 in the morning, the winds will start to pick up 30, even 40 kilometers per hour, those gusts. So as you are off at Remembrance Day ceremonies, you may have to deal with a little bit of wind, and they will certainly get up to about 50 in the afternoon hours. So the afternoon will be a little windier, especially anything after 11 in the morning. 12 degrees is our daytime high. But in the morning, around 8 a.m., it should be around 7, 8 degrees. So a nice start to the day because of these westerly winds. 6 degrees for Wednesday, then back up to 14 on Thursday, then back down to 6 on Friday. So a bit of a roller coaster ride with regards to temperatures this week. We'll have some warm days, we'll have some cool days. The winds will start to pick up as another system approaches from the west on Thursday. That will give us the westerly flow again and these gusty conditions. And that's why we'll get back into the teens on Thursday. And then we'll lose that. The system will roll in. We have a chance of getting some mixed precipitation. It should be light, but only a high of 6 by Friday.
We're all proud here to wear the poppy, of course, and you've got a very special one that you're wearing right now.
Yeah, the original one, and then Dale dropped this off as a gift, and it's so beautiful. Yeah, so thank you very much, Dale, because I don't know if you can see it on camera. It's really, really nice. And I will wear it tomorrow, absolutely, to the ceremony. So thank you, because his dad was in the military and in the RCMP. So definitely doing a lot for our city and our country. All right, it's 12 degrees right now at the airport. We did get up to 15 degrees today. So as you can see, it's not record-breaking, but when the normal is 3, that's something. For tomorrow, 12 degrees is our daytime high. It will be gusty up to 50 kilometers per hour in the afternoon, but the winds will start to kick in around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning and start to get up to that 40 kilometer per hour mark. So if you are heading to a ceremony, it may be a little windy, but it will be sunny and it will still be warmish. Ian.
Let's bring Danielle in now. It was very windy here today in Calgary, too.
Calgary, very gusty. South of Calgary, dangerous gusts. We were over the 100 kilometer per hour mark in Pincher Creek. 122 kilometers per hour was the maximum wind gust today in Pincher Creek. And anywhere between 11 a.m. and 1 in the afternoon, there were gusts over 100 kilometers per hour at times. So it was on and off. It was quite a windy day there. Almost 90 in Lethbridge, over 70 in Medicine Hat, and here in Calgary, 70. We are starting to calm down for the day. We have a gust that just registered at the airport at 46 kilometers per hour, so that's better than the 70. These gusts certainly did increase our temperatures. What we are looking at tomorrow is the gusts calming down. Temperatures won't be as warm. We're looking at 8 degrees, and I wanted to set this for 10 o'clock in the morning. If you're heading out to any Remembrance Day ceremonies, we're looking at gusts out of the west starting to pick up at 10 in the morning. About 30 kilometers per hour. It will be 8 degrees at that point, and in the afternoon we should get to a high of 12. Tara?
Thank you, Danielle. Well, we haven't had that yet. No major snowfall.
That sure puts the wind in perspective.
Yeah, we'll take
a little bit. Yeah, we have better driving conditions here, don't we? However, contending with wind gusts around 122 kilometers per hour, that sure makes driving very tricky. And there were certainly some issues out on the road in many parts of Alberta today. So these gusts, how do I explain this? It will still be gusty tomorrow, just not this gusty. So Pincher Creek, you're looking at 70 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. Lethbridge, Medicine Hat, 60 kilometer per hour gusts for tomorrow. And in Calgary, 50. And most of that 50 should not pick up until about the afternoon hours. But if you're heading out to Remembrance Day ceremonies in the city, you may have to deal with 30 to 40 kilometer per hour gusts at that time as it starts to get going. Okay, these wind gusts certainly knocked the temperatures up a lot. We were all in the teens for the most part today. Calgary, we got up to 15 degrees today, and we're now down to 11 as things drop off and the sun has set. 9 degrees in Drumheller, 3 in Brooks. Again, all of these temperatures were in the teens earlier today. So it was a warm and certainly windy day. There's the system that is responsible for the winds in this westerly flow. The core of the system and all the moisture from the system will mainly stay stateside. So this is not a big weather maker for us other than the wind that we've had. And the winds, again, are going to subside a little bit for tomorrow. It'll be way more reasonable. Still on the windy side. All right, but when we look at what this does to our conditions tomorrow, it does clear out. So mainly sunny skies for all of southern Alberta tomorrow, and somewhat calmer winds. So it's a really nice day considering we're in November and we're looking at a daytime high of 12 degrees in the afternoon. So here's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Again, at 10 a.m. you're looking at about 8 degrees and the wind's starting to gust up to 30, maybe 40 kilometers per hour. So the winds will start to get going, but it will be gustier in the afternoon, up to 50 kilometers per hour. All sunshine for the day. All right, we have a bit of a roller coaster ride with temperatures this week, especially during the work week. We're down to 6 as our high for Wednesday. Back up to the teens for Thursday. The winds will kick in and be quite gusty on Thursday once again. And then we have a chance of some moisture, mixed precipitation on Friday with a daytime high of just 6 by then.
Wow, very cool.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody feels inspired at work. You know, sometimes you feel a little blue, but it's nice to have coworkers who know just what to do to cheer you up. The literal pick-me-up. These two buddies know how to cheer each other up. Apparently, they'll offer this to customers as well. So if you're ever in this Nissan dealership in Colorado, look out for these two because they're doing a lot of fooling around, I would say.
And buy a car.
And buy a car.
Yeah. Buy a car.
You might want to buy a car from these two because they'd give you a laugh.
Yeah.
Well, the best part of a hike is the view, but it depends on who you are.
Take one look at you, you're taking me out of the ordinary. I wanna take one look
Yeah,
at
for this
you.
woman, it was the view of her car. She was so relieved and happy to see it.
Oh.
Because they've been hiking for 3 hours already. A lot of people commented on this video and said, yeah, the best part of hiking is going home.
Yeah,
By
I
that
feel
time,
that.
we're exhausted.
I feel that, yeah.
Oh, my car.
That's awesome.
Well, finally, Napoleon lost more than just the battle back in 1815.
This wonderful object is Napoleon's hat button that was recovered when he fled the battlefield of Waterloo.
Well, it would make a pretty fabulous brooch now. It was seized from the French emperor when he abandoned carriages full of personal belongings to get away from opposing armies. It is now being auctioned off along with other diamonds worth tens of millions of dollars at Sotheby's annual Royal and Noble Jewel Sale in Geneva on Wednesday. That brooch is expected to sell for between $100,000 and $250,000 US. It's a beauty.
Lots of money.
I've moved to lots of houses and always thought that maybe I'd find something like that in the basement.
That would be nice, a little
Right?
buried treasure.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Didn't happen yet.
Well, there's
Skywatch weather camera still bouncing around because it's still a little gusty, but less gusty than it was earlier today. And we're improving in the wind. It will still be windy tomorrow, but just less windy than the 70-kilometer-per-hour gusts we got in the city today. So the story here and out west in general was warm and windy. As you can see, temperatures in the teens. Calgary got to 15 today. Out east, well, the story was snowfall and much colder temperatures. Toronto had the highest two-day snowfall this early in the year ever on record, over 10 centimeters of snow, and well over 12 centimeters of snow in Ottawa from what they're getting there. So yeah, we have had the wind, but you know, better driving conditions, I guess you could say. We're now at 11 in Calgary, 12 in Medicine Hat, 9 Lethbridge over to Pincher Creek. And when we look at radar and satellite, this system should stay stateside. So we are just looking at mainly sunny skies for tomorrow and just still a little on the breezy side as we're on the edge of that system. I wanted to show you what we're looking at by the time we get into, that's at 8 o'clock in the morning, 4 degrees. But then the winds by about 10 a.m. will start to kick in, gusting starting up to 30 kilometers per hour, then 40. So that might be what you're dealing with at 10 a.m. And by 10 a.m. you're looking at a temperature of about 8 degrees if you are heading out to any Remembrance Day ceremonies, getting to a high of 12 in the afternoon. So still another warm one, and in the afternoon gusts up to 50 kilometers per hour. That's your 24-hour forecast, brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right or it's free.
Lots of comments on that. Kind of a horrible ending for the Cougars.
Yeah, that is too bad for them. Okay, well, tomorrow morning, of course, Remembrance Day, so there will be a service in Ottawa. We'll be broadcasting it at 8 a.m. and then at 10:30, the local ceremony here at the Hangar Flight Museum. So people, many people, about 1,000 people usually head to that as well, Danielle. And
Yeah.
it should be a beautiful morning.
A lot nicer for us on this side of the country than that side, because it will be quite chilly over there for us. We may have to contend with a little bit of wind. I wanted to show you what we're looking at for 10 a.m. if you are heading out to any Remembrance Day ceremonies. 8 degrees in the city at about 10 a.m. That looks like 10, 11 is when the winds will start to get going, gusting up to 30, even 40 kilometers per hour, and then it will certainly be windy in the afternoon up to 50. 12 degrees will be our high with that, though. So we're going to do okay tomorrow. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style, budget, and Alberta's climate. And a stunning picture sent in by Marnie Kane, Field of Crosses.
Thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.